Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, I just joined, but it seems that you're making the argument that Hitler and the push for the revival of Hitler is controlled opposition.
Yes. Essentially.
Okay,
Essentially.
I don't understand why that would be the case. Um, it seems to me that the whole entire social order is designed around Hitler being bad and stigmatizing group identities around the fact that that will lead to another Hitler. Like that was the whole point of the Frankfurt School and other Jewish intellectuals at the time. And so it would seem to me, and also you can look at like the literally the entire industrial complex of the Western world was turned to own Hitler. So I don't really understand how it could be controlled opposition in a sense. When the entire social order has been around stigmatizing and
So,
yeah,
don't you think there are many movements that are antisocial and are demonized that are controlled opposition?
many social movements that are, I'm sure there are.
Well, then why would that be a discounter then for this?
No, the point is that our entire, I would say that the entire political order has been around stigmatizing and demonizing Hitler because and I think the reason why that is because Hitler was probably the biggest threat to the Western elite that there's probably ever been in modernity.
Oh, who funded Hitler?
Who funded Hitler? I mean, have you read like Henry Ashby Turner and the rise of big business in the Third Reich, where he makes the case that funds were directed against Hitler? I mean,
Okay, but
it's pretty big.
directed against him. Well, who funded him?
They seem to be a pretty grassroots movement. They didn't really have that much elite funding.
Hmm. And who have you read on this?
Henry Ashby Turner.
And who else?
I'm pretty sure Richard Evans also says the same thing as well,
Okay.
along with I think Irving.
What about so people who are defenders of Hitler, basically, right?
Richard Evans is definitely, and okay, Turner and Evans are definitely not defenders of Hitler. Now Irving is maybe,
Right.
but
Irving is, yeah. Right. Well, I mean, Quigley says and argues that it was the Bank of England that funded Hitler. So, what about the dual appeasement strategy?
um, I mean, what's his evidence for that? Because Turner uses direct German documentation to show funding data, and I mean, like they were I mean, they were incredibly poor for like the majority of the NSDAP's history. So
Mhm.
this funding really didn't. If they were being funded, I mean, I don't really see any evidence of it.
Okay. Well, what about $2 billion of Czech gold that England helped him get?
What do you mean by helped them get? And what's the
They gave
primary evidence
they
for that?
gave him the Czech gold. Quigley.
He's the primary evidence.
Correct.
Well, so wait, let me get this straight. Quigley is the primary evidence for this. He like saw England give them the gold.
Did I say that? Or are you trying to attribute a false straw man to
I
me? No,
said, what's the primary
no. You
evidence?
said that what he saw them give it.
Yeah,
The
what's the
CFR.
primary
Right. So
evidence for
why are you
that?
interrupting me? He's writing from the CFR archives perspective.
Okay, so there's English documents that they gave them the gold.
The CFR documents document the dual strategy, the dual appeasement strategy that the British had. Do you know about that?
Yeah, there was definitely some trying of appeasement, especially before Churchill
Hmm.
to Hitler, right?
Well,
But
no. It's not Churchill. It's the Cliveden set from 37 to 39.
mm,
Do you
well,
know
how
who
come
that is?
I'm pretty? I have a decent idea, but
Okay. Well,
I would.
so who's the Cliveden set?
Is that like is that they call it the I is that the MIS shit or am I?
The MIS. What is that?
Is that not kind of like English CIA? But
No.
okay.
I thought you knew what it was.
I mean, obviously I'm mistaken. What is it?
Um, Before we get to that, what is the dual strategy?
When you
Curious
say
what you.
when you say dual strategy, I mean, I'm just assuming you're talking about how there is an appeasement of Hitler. Yes.
Right. So, and it had the appeasement plan had like several points to it. So I'm just curious what you think
Well,
about those.
what were the several points?
Well, no, wait a minute. I thought you knew about it.
Well, yeah, when you say dual appeasement, you're talking about how they were trying to appease Hitler, but also
Right.
in a sense, antagonizing him. I'm like wondering what were the multiple points. I'm not familiar with this.
Right. So there was a public plan that the British had to speak about how evil Hitler was. Meanwhile, the Bank of England supported him. There was $2 billion of Czech gold given to Hitler. And even after he invaded Poland, they continued to say that they, in the private secret agreement that they supported him.
Okay, even if that is the case, I'll just grant that's the case, right? How is that evidence that he's a psyop?
Because it means that, as Quigley's thesis is, that Hitler was used to have World War II. So, because the League of Nations was unsuccessful in gaining any political power, the banking elite decided that they needed a second World War, and then it needed to be way worse than World War I, so that the justification for the United Nations coming into power and having actual political force, geopolitical force, could come about. So, the purpose of World War II is to get the United Nations.
That didn't really work well for Britain though, because I mean, World War II
No, it's not
inevitably
Britain. It's
destroyed the
not
British
Britain. It's the
Empire.
Atlanticist establishment. That's the UK elites and the American
Yeah, but
industrial elites.
it destroyed the British Empire.
The
Like I
British
don't understand.
Empire was already going bankrupt prior to World War II. It's not the British Empire. It's the Royal Society elites, the Cliveden set that was behind this. That's the whole thesis of the whole 1,300-page book.
So you're telling me, right,
So
that
you haven't read the book. You didn't know even the basic terms that I asked you
no,
about. You didn't
I
know.
I
Well, you
haven't
didn't
read
know who
this
the
book.
Cliveden
No.
set were. You thought it was MIS, so you didn't even know what the SIS was.
Oh no, I haven't read the book.
But you didn't even know what SIS was. You said MIS.
Yeah, I didn't know what it
Okay.
was. I mean,
Right.
you're also
Well, so
not
it's like you
familiar
wanted
with.
you want to call me out and debate the basics, but you don't know what the terms are. You've
I
never
didn't
heard
want to
the.
call. I didn't call you
Okay.
out or anything. There's no reason to be
Yeah.
hostile. I mean,
All
you have
right. Sure.